Hello, it's Coach Weber at Colorado College, head men's and women's tennis coach, here to take you on a quick tour of campus. Kind of starting here, the Shove Chapel, non-denominational, Armstrong, Warner Student Center, the flagpole, and this is the admissions office. This is Cutler Hall. This is where most of your admissions tours would start if you were on campus. So we're actually heading west. West is towards the mountains here. So we'll kind of get around this corner and you'll see Pikes Peak and the Rocky Mountains. Right there. It's a little overcast today, but you can see snow is still on top. It's April 21st. Looking at the other side of Cutler Hall. Cutler Hall was the original schoolhouse on campus. And basically everything kind of west of Cutler Hall, for the most part, is something to do with athletics. There's Bemis. It's a dorm on campus. Cossett Hall right there. That was the original gymnasium on campus. Bemis actually still kind of hosts some different conferences. It's got a really nice little conference center in there. It's where we do our big staff meeting, everybody on campus. This is the Adam F. Press Fitness Center, Washburn Field. So soccer teams, lacrosse teams, they use that field. This is the Student Fitness Center here. My office is actually in this area as well. We'll see it at the end of the tour. Walk along the stadium here of Washburn. There's two additional fields you can kind of see off in the left in the distance. Recently turfed over. They were natural grass until this past summer. So you can see the 6 tennis courts down below, right there with lights. This leads down to kind of both fields and the track. It's kind of the side of Bemis again. So this is kind of the original loop with some of the original buildings on campus. Does have a couple dorms here, McGregor and Montgomery. And then this is the Western Ridge, fairly new within the last 15 years probably. Some of the best spots on campus here, because if you have one of the dorm rooms that looks over the west side, you look over athletics and onto the creek and the mountains. Loomis Hall right here. You guys in your freshman and sophomore years might end up in Loomis. So Western Ridge kind of has these areas that you can kind of go through, has different patios. There's one of the dining halls to the right here, and then you can take your lunch out there and sit out on the patio overlooking the field. That's where they do an event called Rail Jam, so they blow in snow if we don't have snow out there. Kids take their snowboards and skis and ride down. They have DJs kind of spinning music up here. President Jill was flipping burgers one year when I went. See all the different kind of venues to look on down to the field. Get onto this side of campus. This is the north edge of campus, so it butts up into the really nice neighborhood. This kind of has the special interest housing, maybe visiting professors. So the language houses are kind of over in this area. German, Japanese, Chinese, Italian, Spanish houses are over on this side. Just kind of looking back to the Western Ridge. Now we're heading east, so away from the mountains. Again, some more upperclassmen kind of living areas here on the left. So the apartments there, kind of like Western Ridge apartment style living there. This is where I need to start running a little bit, just going through the parking lot. So that side of campus primarily has admissions, the student center, a couple of dorms there as well. And then this next block over, we start getting into like the library, the science wing is kind of the next step. So you can kind of see there's like an overhang once we turn here to go towards the library, which is going to be on our left. So there's the library. You can see it kind of has an overhang there. That's actually a coffee shop upstairs. So you can have your library books, have your study materials. It's a really nice little patio. Obviously a little bit of shade there for different times of the year. Probably the best view maybe of any coffee house in Colorado Springs. Off on the left you may have seen a couple houses in there. Southwest Studies is in there. Education is kind of in there. Yeah, right there. And through this corridor it kind of takes you to the Palmer Hall right there on the right, one of the original campus buildings. Science is coming up here. So on the left, you have Tut Science Center. On the right there is Barnes. Tut on the left has environmental science, geology, computer science. Barnes on the right has the observatory, physics, anthropology. And actually the next building to the right, we didn't quite get a chance to see, is Olin. That has molecular biology and ecology. Matthias Hall straight ahead, there's that brick building. Has a basketball court, sand volleyball court. That's probably one you could potentially end up in freshman, sophomore year. Just crossing Nevada Avenue right here. This is one of the original highways that went through Colorado Springs. Coming up on the Hibble Community Center right there in front of us. So this whole area over here, East Village, which is to the left, that we'll start going into, has different kind of unit space. You could have 8 people in a unit, 16 people in a unit. So you might have lacrosse teams, hockey teams, some of the bigger teams on campus might take up some of these units. Got a fire pit, really nice courtyard here. In between each of the units, you can kind of see down the path there. Got little patios. They actually got a little hammock village at the end down there. So the community center here has ping pong, foosball, has places upstairs that you can do your laundry, big screen TV in the laundry room, which is pretty nice, I think. They also have kind of a meeting room upstairs. They do yoga classes up there. There's the patio and the meeting rooms. So right off of campus there, you've got all the old Victorian homes. So once you're a senior, you can technically move off campus. Most of the kids live within a block or two of campus, right on this side. This is the east side of campus. So that could be one of the houses that you might rent with 8 of your other friends, something like that. And it's the area over here where some of the fraternity houses, sorority houses are over here. You've got the local NPR affiliate, which is KRCC, kind of butts up to Yampa Field, which is just down the corridor here. Also got the local edition of PBS, has their offices in one of the big houses that butts up here. Coming up onto Yampa Field, which is used for a lot of intramural sports. Club sports might use it. It's actually off limits for varsity athletics. Just a good thing just to have. So the field that we come up on here, primarily varsity athletics can't use it. It's primarily used for intramurals, maybe club sport practices, so kind of more for the general student population. They'll play spike ball out here, throw the football around. Pretty active little area. You've got some of the housing here. So it's nice that kids who are maybe off campus within a block, they've got this great space to go into. Off on the left over here, kind of where the van is parked, that's outdoor recreation. They do a wonderful job here at CC. I spend a lot of time there in the summer. Might be on court most of the morning to early afternoon, and then I take my kids. Jackson's 7th grade, Ty is 3rd grade. We'll pop in here, grab some of the inflatable paddle boards, and head on off to some beautiful lakes pretty close to campus. We've got Shove Chapel, so this is the other side of that non-denominational church we were talking about earlier. That's Olin Science Center right there. Shove actually has a coffee shop in the bottom as well. Outdoor recreation there to our left now. So heading to kind of the southern edge of campus. That's South Hall. Recently renovated probably 7 years ago, something along those lines. For a $10 million remodel. Really nice kind of lobby area. courtyard there as well with sand volleyball pit. Has big barbecue pits. Really nice patio up above. It's a great spot even in the winter and spring months because the courtyard actually takes the sun in from the south edge. If you don't know, we're Division I in hockey and women's soccer. Hockey plays at the World Arena right now and practices there. It's about 10-15 minutes away from campus. Building a new on-campus ice arena that's going to be open probably October of 2021. So you guys who are juniors right now, this will be fall of your freshman year. It's going to be pretty amazing to have that right on campus. Especially you guys who are end up in South Hall. So future home of CC Hockey. It's going to be a cool kind of entrance from, so downtown is just a little further south. Basically, we butt up on the northern edge of downtown. So the neighborhood we're in is called the Old North End. Here's that courtyard. So even like I was saying, in the spring months, the sun's kind of down on that southern edge. This is a nice warm area on campus, whether you're studying outside in March and April or playing a little sand volleyball. So Spencer Center right there, that's where the president's office is. A lot of like financial aid, a lot of the administrative offices are there. Might be on the National Landmark of Historical Places. The school bought it many years ago and just renovated it probably 3 to 4 years ago. This is the front side of South Hall. Fortunately right now, this is the coronavirus era. So everyone, for the most part, is off campus. There's a few people still hanging around who maybe had extenuating circumstances, couldn't get home. But we're not allowed to go into any of the buildings at this point, so I apologize for that. We've got Armstrong Hall right there on your left. Kind of see it when we get back into this quad is named after it. It's Armstrong Quad. Great open space here. The trees are kind of on the outside of the main kind of open grassy areas. So again, plenty of space. Intramural soccer might be out here. They have big soccer tournament, the Quaney Cup. They might play out here or on Washburn Field that we saw earlier. Shove Chapel again. I'd say this is kind of the main quad on campus. So these are where all the classes are at. This is Palmer Hall. So we saw that it's on the back side of the library. This is Tejon Street. This is the main drag through downtown. So the main drag of downtown stops at Colorado College, and then it begins on the northern edge of campus. So just to give you that perspective, Tejon would go right through there, and Tejon's kind of a really nice street on the other side of residential houses. So Palmer, again, one of the originals on campus, one of the first buildings that has econ, business classes, geology classes, poli-sci, sociology, those kind of disciplines. You can see the observatory on to the right there. Looks like a snowball on top of that building. There's the other vantage point of Shove. There's the library on the other side from where we saw it earlier. And this is sort of just down the path from where we began the tour. Again, I should be running at this point. Armstrong. And Palmer here has a lot of classes, maybe more humanities. Hall. So now heading west towards Cutler again, the original schoolhouse. As you can see, it's end of April. Still don't have leaves on the trees. Those will probably come. Wow, the trees have buds on them right now. Probably a couple weeks away. The other arts buildings. Maybe I'll run by the Fine Arts Center, which campus purchase we took over management maybe last summer, summer of 19. So Armstrong that we're going right there has languages, philosophy classes, religion classes. It's got a theater inside, so I'll have some of the theater classes as well. That's the main campus rec center. It's the Warner Student Center right there. Bookstores downstairs, main dining hall, Rastles is in there. Just the Cornerstone Arts. Probably one of the newer buildings on campus besides athletics, actually. So Cornerstone has theater, film screening, film and media studies are kind of the classes that you'll have in there. Coming up on Packard Hall on the left here, on just the corner. And Bemis down there, kind of with the windows. So Packard here is home of art music. Bemis is the art school. There's Cornerstone from a different vantage point. So the main drag kind of on your left, there's Cascade Street, another one of the main drags through downtown. So like to the first part of downtown, you know, there's a few restaurants just right off of campus that are considered downtown, but to the main kind of areas is probably no more than 5-minute walk in most places on campus. 10 minutes maybe to like some of the destinations on the south edge of downtown. Fine Arts Center was city-owned for a long time. Colorado College purchased it maybe 2 years ago, began running it, I think it was last summer of 2019. So this is kind of the entrance to the Fine Arts Center. Do a lot of things in conjunction with local school districts. So my two young sons, they've done projects here. They've actually worked with CC students with some of those projects in conjunction with the Fine Arts Center. I think those partnerships will be a little bit stronger now with you guys coming on board with CC running a lot of the programs. They're out of the Fine Arts Center now. Just down the hill, there's big trails that run along a creek bed here. We'll kind of pause the video. I'm going to hop down. So this is the other vantage point. There's a restaurant in the Fine Arts Center, and that's where the seating, outdoor seating is. There's a municipal swimming pool across the creek there, softball fields, a lot of open space that kind of runs, and green space that runs along the creek, along with a trail that runs 25 miles to the north through the Air Force Academy, 25 miles to the south. It's kind of on the other edge from where we were looking at athletics. So this is the front of the El Pomar Sports Center here. So this is varsity athletics. A lot of the coaches' offices are right up here. So when people park to kind of go to some of these things, this is where the entrance to the tennis courts are. So 6 courts here with lights. This is court 1. And then this opens up into Washburn Field and the track. As you can see, they're trying to keep people off the track right now, and it's not working very well. So this is the other side of Adam F. Press Fitness Center. The tennis courts here, Washburn Field. My office is right up there. You see a patio on your top right. My office is right next to it. Not sure how I ended up there, but I have 2 stringing machines in there, so I think they figured I need a little bit more space. I probably have one of the best offices on campus, actually. I'm very lucky there. Final look. If you guys have more questions, let me know. Anthony.Weber at coloradocollege.edu. My phone number 719-323-56.